Hi, this is Vijay Bambwani and I'm back with you recording this video from my residence. I hope you're keeping your finger on the pulse of the market and watch what is happening in the world around you. This video, as a matter of fact, you could count as a continuation of the video that I recorded on 14th of April 2020, and it was titled A Timely Warning on Gold. Before you form any opinion without having watched the entire video, which is what unfortunately some people did and commented likewise before they finished watching the entire video, I am not bearish on gold. I'm not telling you that gold is about to collapse, but as a responsible, mature trader, it becomes my job to watch all kind of news, developments, unfolding of events which might impact the price of the asset in which I have put mine and my hard-earned, my family's hard-earned money. Anything that impacts my asset, I want to know. I want to factor in and act accordingly. I don't have any room for unpleasant surprises. I'm 54. I expect a lot more maturity from myself, and I'm about to share my thoughts on gold, especially in view of the three events which have transpired in the gold market. First and foremost, Russian President Vladimir Putin is enacting a law, and he's already put in place the machinery to track each and every transaction that is initiated in the precious metals market, gems and jewelry market, and allied wares, as per the media statement. Now, Russia is one of the top 10 producers of gold, and the fact that the Russians would want to keep tabs on where the gold is moving within and maybe even outside of the country has huge ramifications. In some of my earlier videos on gold, and I've recorded a lot of them if you scroll down this list, in my earlier videos on gold, I have said gold is not only a store of value, it's also an internationally recognized method of money changing hands. So gold is a precious metal not just in Asia, but in Africa, in Australia, in Americas, in Europe. So you can also use it as a transactional kind of a commodity. Now, the fact that the commodity can be used for transacting in also means that there would be, by default, unaccounted wealth being stored into gold. Now, that is something that Putin is basically going after. Let's not get into good thing, bad thing. Let's stick to the basics here. Will it impact the price of gold? Possibly yes, because Russia is a major domo player, a swing producer, and therefore it might cause turbulence in gold prices. The second aspect, which I talked about in my 14th April video, that there would be, in some cases, selling by people, organizations, or maybe even governments, for that matter, central banks and governments, who might want to sell their hoard of gold, their reserves of gold, to be able to raise cash to stimulate their economies and or for political reasons. Now, this is a very possible happening, and as we have seen in the past, as we have seen countries which have in the past been distressed, for example, South Africa, Mexico, etc., they have resorted to selling below market prices to be able to raise cash, which means I, as an investor or a trader, will have to face a downward pressure on my portfolio if at all I'm holding gold. So this is another aspect that you have to keep in mind. The third aspect, which actually concerns you and me a little more than the other two aspects. A Bloomberg article in the recent past, in the last 2 days, mentioned about Worldwide, Dubai is famous for shopping, but to Asians, especially Indians, the Dubai Gold Souk brings dreams of glittering, tons and tons of glittering yellow metal gold in showcases in a market that caters only to gold and nothing else. Consider the Gold Souk as the Zaveri Bazaar of Dubai. Zaveri Bazaar is the bullion market. Now, the Dubai Gold Souk has reported a huge amount of selling from retail investors as soon as the price hit 2,000 dirhams for 10 grams. Now, do remember that the coronavirus infection has changed the dynamics a lot, more than what people have imagined. Your livelihood or your earnings are either zero or stagnant. They might even fall in case you've taken a job cut, but your expenses have gone up. There is a slight premium on many things of daily consumption. There might even be a slight availability problem, supply problems, and therefore some cash premiums on many things. So your expenses may have gone up slightly, but your income is either down and out or maybe compressed, which means that there is a possibility that there would be some selling from the retail segment as well, which is what the Dubai Gold Souk has reported to Bloomberg. And this again tells you that a cash crunch, especially if this corona pandemic is to continue, will mean that there will either be some amount of selling from the retail guys, or at least when you and I are not sure of having a job, having a business, or having a constant stream of revenue, believe me, the last thing on my mind would be to buy gold before Diwali, which is a traditional period when all Hindus normally tend to buy gold ranging from a token 1 gram to maybe whatever it is that their pockets will allow. I think buying by the retail guys, especially in this part of the world, might just be a little patchy this year before Diwali. So these three events, if you do not factor into your metrics or your computation of where gold is headed, I'm afraid you're in for a surprise. So what am I basically trying to tell you here? Am I trying to put you off from gold? No, not at all. Not at all. If you're looking at a larger picture spanning, say, a couple of years, this is nothing more than a storm in a teacup. This is something like, you're traveling in a train and you're trying to have a cup of tea, and there's just a little bit of rattling and shaking along with the movement of the train. It's not really mission critical. You're not really going to burn yourself. You just might have to be a little more careful. That's it. Over a longer period, I think fiat currencies are going to lose value. Fiat currency is your paper money, is going to lose value, going to lose purchasing power, which means ultimately you're going to come back to buying precious metals, especially gold, as a store of value. So the longer term picture, mercifully, so far still remains bullish, nothing to worry about, but your waiting period might just get a little longer, and I thought I was duty bound to come and convey this to you. Now, how long will this persist? There are a couple of things that you need to know and compute. Basically, unfortunately, we have no control over. How long will the corona pandemic last? No clear answer there. How long will the cash crunch of the central bankers and governments last? No clear answer there. But what we do know is that the US presidential elections will be done and dusted by 3rd November 2020. After that, a concerted effort to boost the dollar and subdue gold prices would have hopefully ended. Which means that your waiting period might just be prolonged by another 6 to 8 months max. Your long-term picture still remains intact. So hold on to your gold, guys. There's not really any cause for panicking. It's just that you might have to sit and control your patience, or rather impatience, a couple of quarters longer. On that bullish note, let me say goodbye to you in this video till we meet again in my next. But before I sign off, a reminder to click like on this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the comment section, do let me know what you think about this video and what else you would want me to record in my forthcoming videos. Unfortunately, no individual trading or buy and sell calls, no individual price targets as per regulations and compliance requirements by SEBI. Do subscribe to my channel and do refer these videos to your friends and family and help me spread the cult of knowledge-based investments. I hope by now you've joined Equity Master's Telegram handle with the official handle Equity Master Official, wherein I put in a couple of posts every evening, Monday to Friday, which would help you trade the markets better, and I would love it if you could read them every day. Do take very good care of yourself, your trades, your investments. Vijay Bambani signing off for now till we meet again in my next. Thank you for watching my video. Bye-bye. So, do not forget to subscribe to my free email newsletter, Fast Profits Daily, and get my free guide, How to Trade Markets Like a Pro.